Vamp is a member of Dead Cell. Born in Romania, his specialty is knives. But I guess you know that by now. When he was just a kid, he lost his family to a terrorist bomb that went off in a church they were attending. His body pierced by a crucifix, Vamp was buried under the rubble for 2 days before he was finally rescued. During those 2 days, he survived by feeding on the blood of his family to quench his thirst. That was how he acquired a taste for blood.
So that's why they call him Vamp.
No, Vamp isn't for vampire, it's because he's bisexual.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerd is a New Bully, and your host Leroy with my co-host.
This is the friendly neighborhood Eli.
Oh fuck, I forgot a nickname. I'm the dude. I don't know. Yeah, so we're back with another episode. We pulled double duty today. We pulled in overtime today.
Oh yeah,
Eli, I feel like you.
Do you feel like
because you were always cranking out these podcasts left and right. I'm like, I don't have the energy for all that shit. You know?
Well, I don't do them on the same day.
I figured you did. You was like, okay, at 4 o'clock I got Geek Sav, 5 o'clock I got that shit with Leroy, 6 o'clock I'm gonna do some movie reviews. I was like, fuck, man.
No, this does feel
a trailer
little
reaction.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could fit me into your schedule, Eli.
Yeah, we are not the Weekly Planet.
Right. So let's talk about what we did, what our day was about. Today, we celebrated our brothers at Comiccast 150th episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to come on that. It was a live video podcast. So if you want to know what we look like, see our beautiful faces, you can go over there to the YouTube video and see each other. And we actually saw each other for the first time.
We looked in each other's eyes for the
exactly. Slow motion and everything. So like cool.
Dreamweaver was playing in.
So it's pretty cool. Hey, we met Gomer I met Gomer the first time. I don't know if you have, but yeah, we got a chance to talk to Gomer and Bentley.
First time, I guess I mean I've seen his face before, but I've never like and he's been on. We recorded pods with him. Well, yeah, the first time I guess interacted with them face to face. I guess the same way. We met we locked eyes.
Yeah, and that's the weird part about the digital era we in now, Eli. Because I felt like we went somewhere to like somebody else's house and hung out there for a while, maybe like played cards or something like that, and then came back home. But we didn't go anywhere.
No, we didn't. Yeah,
I've been at home the whole day, but it feels like we went somewhere. So pretty cool with that. Not just that, I'm gonna just plug some of the other folks on there. We like I said, it was us, the Comic Book Bullies. We were on there with Comiccast. We were on there with Comics Explained. Also with This Geeks and Comics and Yule. Like, you can't give you're kind of fucking up the theme.
He owns a comic store, though.
Is he on a comic store? Okay, so maybe that's what it was. I'm just like, why you keep calling him Yule? Give him a name, man.
Yeah,
give him a mystique.
I can't remember the name of his store, but it's in Berkeley, California.
Oh, okay.
He was like working, like he was in his comic shop while we were recording.
You think they would like hype that up a little bit more, but I guess not. But okay. But yeah, he seemed like a cool people. Comiccast apparently recruited a new guy on the episode while we were there. Comics Mix Explained is going to be on there, so he's going to add a whole new.
That felt a little awkward. I felt that kind of felt awkward.
Why, it was like a job interview?
Well,
you thought you were going to get the job, Eli? Were you going to leave me or something?
No, the fact that all this drama happened and they had to get rid of one of their guys, and
we didn't know. Like, we were talking about him. Like, it's like when you had that fallout with a family member and other people like, where's such and such? Oh, we don't talk about that. That's a sore subject, Because I specifically came on to show to get in the AKA Davis ass. Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted to hear him. I wanted him to talk like Mr. T the whole thing, because he does those voices.
Oh yeah, he does that. it's another voice he does on there. Oh, Rick and Morty. I think he does the Rick and Morty one.
Rick and Morty, yeah.
Yeah, so I was expecting that, and then he goes there. He's not even there. I'm like, oh man, Then they had this whole, sob story and this whole, like reality show drama they have going over there.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Sweet Valley High and shit.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, y'all Riverdale over here?
Yeah, man.
We're just trying to have a good time. Y'all actually had like high
Find
school
out what
drama.
happens when people stop being polite and people
And
start getting real.
Like, okay, we walked in on the wrong moment. I'm sorry. We'll come back later. But yeah, the link is on our website. I mean, it's on our fan page. It's on their fan page also. They're probably going to have the audio up tomorrow. So anybody listen to this podcast, listen to them. Then come back and listen to us, because that way you can get all of us 100%. Knock on wood, Eli. Hopefully we don't get any drama like that. I guess as long as I don't play any more Will Smith songs at the end of the podcast, I guess we'll be okay.
As long as they're at the end.
Yeah, as long as I would think maybe I could just slip this one past him. He wouldn't recognize it.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'll give y'all one. It came on my Facebook feed. Somebody posted some scene from The Fresh Prince, or about his dad or something.
You come there to want me, man. Oh
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Okay, yeah. That was moving. I gotta admit, I was moving.
He moved with one notch in my belt. He's at notch 1. Oh, what else were we talking about? Yeah, I guess we can keep on going. Eli, right before we were about to record, something that came on the news that was actually pretty interesting that I actually want to talk about. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, this is June. This is Pride Month. And people have been really, really pushing the envelope of Pride Month. Oh, I want to tell all the companies out there that you can finally change your logo back from rainbow back to what it was before, because tomorrow's July 1st. So outright geekery. So. But we got there was an artist that was a music artist that came out gay today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's that guy Lil Nas X, the Old Town Road guy. Won't take my horse to... It's funny because he's not only the number one charted rapper out right now, he's also the number one country singer out right now. So he's top on 2 charts right now, and he's in 2 genres that are extremely homophobic. So I'm like, okay, I guess you picked a good time to come out. So and that's what I started wondering. I was like, okay, like I said, I've never heard of a gay country singer, except for that one girl that made the song. Not I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. Oh, I Got a Girl Crush. You ever heard that song?
No.
Am I the only person listening to country music?
On here, yeah.
Okay, so you got that person, but then on the rap side of it, like there's never been an openly gay rapper. Like there's been a few rappers that you look at and you be like, come on, man, we get it, we know. You just go ahead and say it. But he's the first one to actually just come out and just say it. So let me ask you, Eli, in your realm, since you had this, this big, bromance with Comics Misplained today, with death metal.
Okay.
Has there ever been an openly gay death metal person?
There's been metal guys that have come in the death metal realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. I don't know about like in the specific genres. There's been other genres because metal is full of little subgroups, subcultures. Okay. I know grindcore. There's a lot of grindcore is very liberal. I can see that, but I don't know. But there has been guys in metal that have come out. Like most notably would be Judas Priest, Rob Halford.
Yeah, that's right. You guys talked about that on Comiccast today.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I remember at the time, this was like back in the 90s. This was a huge deal because, especially back in the 90s, it wasn't like it was today, where it's a lot more. I mean, I'm not saying that they, they're still not getting persecuted, but it was a lot less liberal back then about, being gay, and being open and gay. It was a lot less acceptable. And of course, metal, I mean, he was a sex symbol in metal. Chicks wanted to...
Wait, you got sex symbol metal guys?
No, I mean, chicks wanted to fuck Rob Halford. Okay. I mean, they had the hots for Rob Halford. So when he came out, it was a big deal. It was quite shocking. But for me, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense now, because he was always
now you put the dots together. Okay.
He was one of the first ones that came out with the leather and the studs and the spikes and shit, which became like a thing in metal with the leathers and spike.
Mm-hmm.
That he was like one of the first ones to do that. And then I started thinking about, oh, that's like a gay scene, the leather and those biker gay guys, with the leather and the biker, that biker, I don't know what it's called, but he was embodying that, and I was like, wow, that makes so much sense now.
It's kind of like in the 80s where we got a lot of our fashion from gay guys that didn't know they were gay, like Boy George, nobody realized he was gay. George Michael, nobody realized he was gay. And
then when he comes out, like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Like, why did I put that together? I should have realized at the beginning with. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So, yeah. Good for them. Like I said, Pride Month is over as of 30 minutes ago, I guess. I don't have a clock right now.
I'm this kind of time zone, yeah.
Yeah, I guess in this time zone, so it's over. Okay. Anyway, moving on past that, some other stuff I want to talk about real quick, because before we get into it, Eli, NASA is not shut down. Apparently, they are spending money left and right and billions and millions of dollars to go to Titan. Why of all the and for those that don't know who Titan is, well, I don't know why you don't. And it may sound familiar. Titan is one of the moons that surrounds Saturn, and of course, in Marvel Comics, the moon that surrounds Saturn, which is called Titan, is the birthplace of Thanos. So I guess this Space Force is real.
So that is the same.
It's the same thing. Oh yeah, it was the moon in Saturn. It was the same thing. Now maybe the Marvel.
Okay,
now, maybe
I wasn't sure that.
Maybe the MCU changed it, and maybe they actually made it a real planet. But in the comics, because that's how I found out what Titan was. Because I was reading, Jim Starlin, Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that. And then the next day, the teacher was like, now we're going to study Saturn. And we got this and this and Titan. They're like, hey, I know what that is, But back then, you get your ass whooped if you knew what, what Thanos or the Avengers was, So, but yeah, it's weird that out of all the places we're going to Titan, like you could go to anywhere else.
Yeah.
So.
Like I was just saying that, like, Jupiter's closer. And they got like 9 fucking moons and shit.
Right. But I guess all of them are dead. But did they say they found life on Titan?
Or some kind of eventually beyond. There's chemicals that would the chemistry if you add or something like that. That's what.
Okay, you broke up just for a second.
No, there's no life there.
Okay, you broke up just for a second, but I got the gist of what you were saying. There's no life on Saturn, so. But I guess we can do something to.
It's like a chemical shit.
Okay, I guess chemical shit like that. So what we can do, I guess, I don't know, Space Force. If they find some aliens down there, they send Space Force over there. They kill a bunch of planes. We take over Titan, and we get the Infinity Gauntlet. I guess I don't know. I guess. Last thing we got before we go on to it. Yeah, but last thing we got before we go on to it, we got the Olympics. And Eli, we actually have a chance to enter the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they actually added breakdancing to the Olympics. So I know you have some moves, Eli. I know you got some moves. And I got what do I got? The last one I seen was You Got Served. I still remember some moves from You Got Served. I guess I can pull those out and practice those, stuff like that. I don't think I can do my old 80s Michael Jackson moves I used to remember. They probably
I could do when I was a lot skinnier back then. But I could pop and lock okay. I wasn't bad. I wasn't great.
What song did you pop and lock to? Was it Planet Rock? I know it's Planet Rock.
Jam on It, Nucleus.
Oh, okay. I knew
Electric
you had a
Breakdance. Electric Breakdance record.
Okay, because anytime Planet Rock comes on, I have to start popping, just for no reason whatsoever.
That's another one. Yeah.
Okay, but when is the Olympics? It says 2020, right? So we got 6 more months. No, we got a year. We got a year to get our moves down to end the Olympics. So, all right. So I'm going to practice Planet Rock, and you practice your moves. Can we actually move to the podcast now?
Yeah.
We fucked off long enough. Now, like I said, we're going to talk about, and right now, this week is going to be kind of boring as far as the movies right now, but next week is going to be something special. But until now, we're just going to keep going with it. So, Eli, what is the #1 movie of the week?
Is it Toy Story?
It was Toy Story 4. Yep, it was,
Okay.
and they ran away with it again. I'll be honest. I want to say one thing about Toy Story. I didn't see Toy Story 4 because Toy Story 3 fucked me up.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen Toy Story 3?
I've seen them all, except the new one. My kid loves it.
Okay, the ending of Toy Story 3 fucked me up. I was like, I can't take this too much. This is too emotional for me.
When they're in the dumpster, or when
they're in the dumpster, man, and they're trying to crawl out, and then they just like said fuck it, and they start holding hands. I was like, I can't take it. It's too much. So I'm like, I can't go through another Toy Story movie. I'm done with these movies. So number 2, we have Annabelle Comes Home. How many of these movies have they made?
This would be the 3rd Annabelle movie, but the 5th one she appears in.
Okay, because they got this Annabelle cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, that is awesome. Number 3, we have Yesterday, that movie where the guy wakes up and he's the only guy that knows Beatles songs, so he turn around and make Beatles music and pretend like it's his own. So,
yeah.
Cool. Number 4, we have Aladdin. I know we banned Will Smith, but Will Smith came on Instagram saying, "Nah, why would I see that?"
Because Will Smith's in.
It almost made me see it, but it's like it's another one of those live action. I didn't even like the Aladdin cartoon. I'm like, it's whatever, you know. But he said it's his highest grossing movie of all time. So I'm like, pretty cool. Okay.
Really? No shit.
Yeah. I thought Suicide Squad was.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, number 5, The Secret Life of Pets 2. Number 6, Men in Black International. No one gives a fuck. Ooh, number 7, Avengers Endgame.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it got a push, huh?
It got a push. You know, last week it was like number 13 or something like that. So it got a push.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me pull some numbers.
I'm sure it didn't break it yet.
Yeah.
Because we would have heard about it by now.
Oh yeah, it'd be everywhere. Almost there. I for some reason can't find them. Let me see.
I almost thought about seeing it.
It's close. It's less than 20 million away.
Okay, yeah. I might see it this week because I want to see it one more time before it leaves theaters.
I mean, the way they're saying, the way it's going, they're saying it probably won't make it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be like right there. It might get with like 10 million because they got to push it outside the theater. They got too many other movies coming. They got Lion King coming.
And Spider-Man.
And Vin Diesel, not Vin Diesel, Rock, one of them. And they're making movies.
The fucking Hobbs and Calvin or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought you would say Hobgoblin or something like that. Yeah, that movie. So they got to make room for all these other movies. They can't just leave Avengers Endgame just stuck in the theaters since it's been there since what, April?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. It's been there long enough. You had
this ain't the 80s anymore.
Right, just leave movies in there forever. You had a good run, but yeah, it's time to go. What else? Okay, what else we got? We got Child's Play.
Oh, okay. I saw it.
I'm gonna let you come back to it. I'm gonna finish off the list. I'm gonna come back to it. We got Child's Play. We got Rocket Man. I like saying that shit. And number 10, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. And thank you, Eli, last week for telling us what Parabellum means. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What is it again? I forget what it is. I keep forgetting.
I don't know. A pancake or something? I don't know.
Oh, it's a gun. That's right.
Oh, close.
It's a gun.
Okay, but yeah, you saw Child's Play. I'm curious to see what you had to say about it.
Oh, it was It was just
So it wasn't the worst thing ever?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I like the concept. Yes, there's the technology concept, the fact that it's not this supernatural ghost story like the ghost of a serial killer possessing this voodoo doll and all that shit. That's not there, which I'm fine with. No, it's basically Skynet in a Chucky doll. You know, they're all linked. All these dolls, this toy line is all like a Gigapet or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all hooked into the internet, and basically it starts. You know, the safety measures are taken off, and it starts basically learning how to, you know, self-aware or whatever. You know.
Okay, so it's not voodoo or supernatural or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
There was some kill scenes and stuff. Aubrey Plaza. Hey, I don't ever mind looking at her.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know she was in the movie. When I heard that she was in the movie, that made me like, oh, maybe I should go see this. No.
Yeah, she, there was some really funny, gory scenes. It's very campy, which is what the Child's Play movies always were, But the ending could have been so much cooler. Like, I liked the direction they were going, and what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. I was like, that would have been so cool if that happened. And I was like, oh, man. Because the doll starts, do you want me to get into spoilers?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Okay. So spoilers, the doll is hooked into the internet, and it starts taking over other devices that are hooked into this network. So he starts taking over drones. He starts taking over self-driving cars,
Oh, wow. Okay.
And at the end of the movie, there's this big there's this big midnight launch at a toy store where they're launching the new version of these Chucky dolls, these new Buddy dolls or whatever. Oh, and wow. He goes there, and I thought, okay, it would be really cool if he took over all these dolls and it turned into like Gremlins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where all the dolls came to life and all the kids, it could have been like the Goonies versus Gremlins. He locked down the store and shit and started, using, he used drones to kill people. Mm-hmm. But I say it would have been a lot cooler. There was a couple other dolls that came to life, but it would have been cool if an army of Chucky dolls, just swarming in the store, and the kids, had to be like Goonies, come together because there's a bunch of kids running around, and I said that would have been a cool third act, but that didn't happen. I was like, damn, it was so close to being awesome.
I almost feel like that they would, if it felt like it was going that way, they might have had to. Maybe they didn't have the budget for it, or it could have been any number of reasons. Things I'm pretty sure just what you thought, they probably tried to do that.
Yeah,
but just didn't in the final product. So, and
that was really that was like, wow, that would have been so awesome. But they did, so it's just okay. It's just okay. Yeah.
Oh damn! I mean, it sounds like it's got a lot of promise for it. You know what? Maybe if they make enough money to make a sequel, they would really get the the Chucky sequel, because it seemed like a good premise.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is I didn't mind the idea. Mm-hmm. I was into the concept, So, but just in the end, there could have been a better movie.
Okay. It almost feels like The Purge. The Purge had a good idea, but the first movie was kind of But the more movies they made, the more they got a chance to flesh out that idea. So
yeah, they got to expand it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully it'll be like that. Hey, you got one more movie? Might as well crank that one out too.
I saw Shaft.
I don't know why, but okay.
I was bored, and wanted a good laugh, and I did. I laughed. It's a straight up comedy.
I mean, I figured it was made by the guy that made Barbershop.
Okay, yeah, it's a comedy.
And the Fantastic Four movies.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's a straight up comedy. I know that probably bugs a lot of people out. Mm-hmm. There's not that that subversive text that the old movie had.
Right.
That's not really there. It's just more.
The Shaft. The Shaft 2000 tried to turn Samuel Jackson to like a sex symbol. I was like, I don't know if that works. But they really tried to force it around that time. But I know they can't do that now. He's like in his 80s. So.
Yeah, and this one, it's basically makes fun of millennials a lot. Wow. Which I thought it made me laugh. I laughed. Mm-hmm. The jokes were, I can see people going, oh, he's homophobic. Oh, that's
I've heard that about the movie.
Oh, that's this.
It's
that's
been attacked for that.
Yeah, all these overwoke, pussies bitching about shit because they got the worst sense of humor. So they don't know how to laugh at shit. So I can see them
get a personal attack.
Yeah. I can see all that. Oh, he's this shaming and that shaming and just shaming everything.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, basically that's what it was. But hey, I laughed. That doesn't mean I'm a homophobic, transphobic, racist, sexist, whatever the fuck. I just thought it was funny.
Right.
I'm not that. Watch me laughing at Shaft doesn't make me racist or homophobic. No more than. Just like watching Game of Thrones doesn't make you a funeral rapist, incestuous asshole.
Right.
So take that, over woke assholes.
Right.
It's art. You don't like it, don't watch it.
Or if we play Call of Duty with serial killers waiting to happen, shit like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. So, but it's okay. It's not great. It's fun. It's a straight up comedy. I can see people being pissed off that it's basically a parody. That might piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, because people want to take Shaft seriously. Everybody wants Shaft to be the Black James Bond, but I guess Tim Story wasn't trying to go that route. So I don't know.
I mean, the action's it's not. It's a comedy. Like it's 48 Hours. It's Beverly Hills Cop. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's just made. It's funny, and it made me laugh. It doesn't attack any of these big, social injustice issues like the first movie did, and I'm sure they could have gone that route, but they didn't.
I mean, because the first movie was John Singleton, and that's his wheelhouse. So.
Yeah, I'm talking about the original Shaft.
Oh, you talking about the original Shaft? Okay, yeah. Okay, Richard Roundtree. Okay.
Yeah, the old subversive. Let's take on the man. Yeah, it's funny. It's just that's what it is. It's just a comedy. Take it for what it is.
Cool. Okay. Shaft. So yeah, now we can move on past that. I guess we actually get into the news section of it. I guess we can talk about Selma Hayek. This is the one that you kind of gave us. So apparently, Selma Hayek has been cast to the Eternals movie.
Eternals.
Did it reveal who she's playing?
It did not.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Cersei, or I'm gonna hope she. I mean, honestly, that would be an obvious choice for her to play Cersei. That would just make sense. I don't understand what role they would have her in if she's not playing that. So that's one down. I guess they're really, really going at. They're gonna make the first openly gay superhero in Eternals. I think a lot of people saying that. They're saying it might be Hercules, even though he's not even Eternal.
Yeah, he's just the son of Zeus.
He's just son of Zeus, but they said they're gonna stick Hercules in there some kind of way. So, and
I'm sure he could swing both ways. I mean,
it's Greek, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of stories. Hercules didn't care, and they've done it in Marvel. They never actually came out and said Hercules was gay, but he'll say and do shit that makes you, second guess yourself. You're like, back in my day, and you're a young strapping man. Would you want to, wrestle or some shit like that? All kind of shit like that. And I think in the Ultimate Universe, I think him and Wolverine were gay.
All right.
Like gay
lovers. Sex is sex.
Yeah.
A nut is a nut.
Yeah. I guess so. And that's the thing. We're getting on this prime and stuff like that. Honestly, Eli, when you and I did it, we're the older generation. This newer generation, they're not going to give a fuck.
No, they're not.
Like, honestly, I've already think that everybody born after 1990 is bisexual anyway.
Pretty much.
So they
that's the only way. That's the only way to shock people now.
Yeah,
is to be gay. You want to shock. So everything else has been done. You want to shock your parents. Be gay.
Right. Right. But that's your parents. Nowadays, if you come out like this little Nas X guy just came out. I know we bring up an old subject, but he did. If he would have pulled this shit 10 years ago, it would have been a big news stories. Now people just looking like, okay, damn.
Oh, you're trying to make money.
Right.
You came out at the end of Pride Month, you dumb motherfucker.
Right. And when your other single is starting to wind down and you're trying to promote your other single was basically promoting you as gay, you're like, come on. I'm pretty sure this isn't even your idea. This is the record label's idea. So, but yeah, what we talking about? Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about Selma Hayek for a second. Yeah, she's hot. That's all I can say.
Still.
This is all I got. Hot. She's like 50-something, still hot, man.
Yeah, man. She's like the new... What's that other old bitch that's really old and hot?
I mean, her and Halle Berry are like the same age.
Raquel Welch.
No, Raquel Welch like in her 80s now.
Yeah, she's still hot.
When she was at Selma Hayek's age, she was still super hot too.
Yeah.
Even though she's probably still hot now. I haven't seen her lately, but I imagine she's still hot. So she's old as hell. Now we talk about the next thing, and I'm probably gonna fuck this guy's name up. Sina Grace. Let's go ahead and talk about the Sina Grace thing. This is something that Goldman dropped in our inbox earlier today. Not earlier today, I think a couple days ago. He was like, you guys check this article out. It was from his personal Tumblr page. It wasn't like an article. It was from his page. He wrote it himself. He's a writer, or let's say ex-writer from Marvel. I read at first. I was like, "What the hell is this?" I read it. I was like, "Oh wow, this is super fucked up. What just happened?" And then the
Why
next
did you give
day,
it to us to talk?
yeah, I'm going to talk about what happened. But the next day, I saw the other news sites and Twitter and social media caught onto it also, and it was actually a pretty big deal later on. So Sina Grace, like I said, I might be fucking his name up, but that's what I'm going to call him. He's the writer of Iceman, or was the writer of Iceman.
Okay.
Yeah, when they decided
That explains why he's on the back.
Exactly.
Okay.
So basically the whole thing is that Marvel, when they did the initiative, they were gonna make Captain America black and Thor woman and whatever the fuck they were else doing, and they decided to make Iceman gay. Of course, they gave the book to a gay writer. But the thing was, when he said that he was writing the book, they said they wouldn't let him promote the book. They wouldn't let him go anywhere on the book. He kept getting harassed, by social media, stuff like that. They would just told him not to respond to anybody. And then they canceled the book, without him telling anybody. But the thing was that the book was still getting, actually it was getting sales like on the digital market and other sites that they, weren't paying attention to. Mm-hmm. So they realized the book was still selling, so they brought it back. But ended up looking writing, but didn't tell him again when the book was gonna get canceled again. But they still wouldn't let him, promote the book, wouldn't let him market the book. They wouldn't market the book at all. They pretty much wanted the book to die. And then he basically came out saying that, yeah, Marvel just had me on as a token. Like because they just wanted to have a gay guy writing the book, but they really didn't want me to push the book. And it's an X book, so we all know like the solo X-Men books. That's not Wolverine. It's not Cable. It's not Deadpool. They don't last long. Like anybody picked up the Cyclops solo book? No. So it's the same thing with this. They expected the Iceman book to die, and the thing was the Iceman book probably lasted longer than any other X book before it was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing was that basically he was saying that Marvel tried to bury the book. They didn't want him to promote. They didn't want him to go anywhere. So he did his own self-promotion, had other news sites, like the New York Times, pick up on the book. And that's how it started selling because New York Times were promoting his book more than Marvel was. Nowhere did you see, like you saw War of the Realms everywhere and you saw, Nazi Cap everywhere, but never did you see like an Iceman book getting promoted anywhere, the way he was writing it. And it's just, honestly, Eli, it goes back what we were saying before. Like Marvel promotes the idea of diversity and inclusion, but they're not really doing it. It's all smoke and mirrors. They just do it just to, look good in front of the cameras.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so that's the thing. So they still have a long way to go on this one. I mean, because they said they could have had the guy, actually in charge of marketing. Like they could have had him in charge of marketing and doing more marketing for the book, but he didn't do that. So. And I think sometimes, Eli, this stuff kind of proves the comic gators right. I hate to admit that, but it's kind of what they've been saying the whole time, that they do fake inclusion, fake diversity, and they just do this stuff just for publicity, but they don't really, stand behind it. And it's kind of the comic. So, no, I'm not saying we're comics gators. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it does kind of, prove them right in this situation right here.
Forced diversity.
It's forced diversity. It's exactly what they're saying. So, I don't know. That's all we got to say on that one. Anything you got to say on that before we move on?
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, we've been saying it. Like you said, Coates, Ta-Nehisi Coates writing Black Panther is another example.
It is. Nobody says anything about it, but it's the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, like what's his name? What's the Black Eyed Peas guy who's just found out he was Native like last year?
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking. I don't know their names, but I know what
Taboo or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he's dressed up as Red Wolf.
What the fuck?
Yeah. There's this thing. Marvel.
Oh yeah, I remember
was
that.
A video.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna dress up as Marvel's Red Wolf.
Because I didn't even know he was Native, and I'm like, why is Black?
No one knew he was Native. He didn't even know he was Native until like Standing Rock happened. And then they dressed him up in this stupid Red Wolf outfit, look like they got like the materials from Party City,
Right.
Like all the the native, all the native like outfit makers and people who make real native regalia. You couldn't find anybody to hook you up with the cool outfit.
Right.
You went to like a Halloween store and bought all this shit to throw on them. And natives and like promoting a book that got canceled 2 years ago, like, you know.
Right. because it was around the time when Marvel did all this shit, where they had Gay Iceman, and they really tried to push Red Wolf also, even though he was in a book with Hawkeye. Yeah,
and those books got canceled. Yeah, Red Wolf was in that Occupy Avengers.
Yeah,
and that was like 2 years ago.
They all got canceled around almost the same time.
Yeah, Red Wolf had his own book. You know, I lasted 2 issues before I gave it up.
Right.
You know, because I thought it was a pile of shit. I tried. I was excited. You know, I was excited because I followed him. I followed him during that whole Battle World shit. I don't blame
you. I picked up Falcon #1. So.
Well, yeah, you gotta, you know.
Because when the books don't sell, you can't say, well, because the one thing they get canceled because people don't buy the books. So you can't be part of the problem. You at least say, well, hey, I did my part. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Like, hey, I was like sharing the links. Hey, there's a native comic book hero. All y'all natives bitching about not having a native superhero. You know, buy this shit before it gets canceled after 2 issues, and then you go back to bitching about not having native superheroes. Exactly.
You know, but the book
with Luke Cage, the Luke Cage comic. You know, it lasted 5 issues or something like that. He had a hit show on Netflix. The book still got canceled. Then people want to bitch after the book got canceled. Like, why are you going to cancel Luke Cage? Like, because you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
You can't blame Marvel for that.
These overwoke, you know, comic book sites. Oh, Marvel's racist. They canceled Luke Cage.
Meanwhile, it's like number 230 on the, you know, monthly sales of comics. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with Iceman, I guess Iceman was selling good enough, but they didn't do it. Here's what they should have done with Iceman. Okay, if they didn't want to promote it like on, you know, the main sites, like a Wizard or whatever the fuck they got, you know, sell it to a gay website or Facebook page, like to push it there.
It was Pride Month.
It was Pride Month. You could push it then.
Yeah, fucking Wendy's had rainbows up on their shit.
Right.
You know, every company on Earth had rainbow flags all this month.
Right. So Marvel, you know, they changed their logo, rainbow and shit like that, but they had no, you know, book to promote or anything like that. That was it. They got North Star, who they killed like 5 years ago, and they still promoting him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, Marvel? So,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, baby steps. Can we move past that?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can move into the Vidja Game section now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just jump into it. First thing I want to talk about in the Vidja Game section is Bernie Sanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's on Twitch or some shit, isn't he?
You know what? That's actually pretty smart. That's actually pretty smart on Bernie Sanders. He's actually getting a leg up on people. I mean, because look,
what the fuck is he playing? Solitaire?
I watched Bernie Sanders play something, man. He might be playing Counter-Strike. We don't know. Well, I mean, that should be smart as fuck. He gets some little 15-year-old kid to play Fortnite or shit like that. Meanwhile, he's in the background, you know, talking about his policies and what he plans to do. That's gonna get people's attention.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Honestly,
10% of the 90% of the 1% of the 1%.
Right. Double kill. On the same time. That's how you get people's attention. Now, he got my attention when he said he wanted to end student debt. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He wanted to erase that? Okay, that got my attention.
Yeah, that got my attention.
I'll be honest with you. If Trump would have did that, I'd probably be with MAGA to myself. And red hat the whole thing.
Hey,
Trump
he had
illegals.
Trump did say something I agreed with.
Oh
like
shit!
Sometime last year,
okay,
I can't
so
remember.
First off, we're
I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't that. Though.
Okay, I was like, we're a slippery slope, Eli. First, we're going to be comic gators. Now we're Trump supporters.
Yeah,
where are we going?
I'm just saying, I'm not a hard liner. You know what I mean?
Right. That's all I'm saying. If Trump would have came out and said, I'm going to end student debt, honestly, anything after that he said, I would have been with it. I don't care what he would have said. It's kind of fucked up, but hey, that's what it was. Like, hey, Trump, he's not that bad.
He would have fucked it. Oh, he would have fucked up that.
He would have fucked that up too. But hey, at least that would have been one thing I didn't worry about. Since we're talking about Trump, let's stay on Trump. Okay. Because apparently there's a company companies going to war with Trump. And since we're in the video game section, we're going to stick that. So Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation have all made a joint letter and sent it to Trump telling him to stop the trade wars on China.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the thing is, like I said, I know we're supposed to be talking about comics and fantasy and shit like that, but this actually is going to affect a lot of shit going on right now. This China trade tariff that's going on right now, because he's put a block on trade with China, and that block is actually going to affect a lot of things in America because 90% of our shit comes from China.
Yeah, isn't this like the beginning of the Phantom Menace? Like
it is. Yo, I've been saying it for the longest. He's
the taxation of trade routes is in dispute. Like,
I am the Senate.
Is that legal?
Yeah,
I'm
I
blocking.
will make it legal.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! But yeah, that's exactly the plot of Planet Menace. So that's what he's doing right now. So he has this trade war going on, and like I said, we're just gonna keep this related to video games. Like we're gonna keep it related there, even though it affects a whole bunch of shit. But I'm just gonna break it down to just video game terms. So, like I said, next year, PlayStation and Microsoft have both said they're releasing their new systems. You know, like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, what the fuck ever. But they're being made in China. So all the parts of those systems are coming from China. Nintendo and their Switches and their Wii's and stuff like that and the DS's, all are made in China because their shit is super cheap to make over there. So if there's a trade block there, that means that it's going to be more expensive for them to make those consoles. And if it's more expensive to make those consoles, who do you think is going to pay for those consoles? Us. Well, my dumb ass. So because it's going to raise the price of those consoles, and if it comes to a certain price, some people are going to be like, you know what, fuck it, I don't need to pay $600 to play PlayStation. You know, it's not worth it for me. And if that happens, you will see a decline of the video game market, which may kill video games. So yes, Trump could kill video games.
Because what the fuck? What was it? Was it the first PlayStation? When they first announced the first PlayStation back in the day, they all thought it was going to be like at least $500. And then they brought the price down to 300.
Yeah, like 300. Yeah, but
and then that made Nintendo and Sega go, "Oh shit, we're fucked."
Right, because they had to bring the price down on theirs also.
Yeah.
And the thing was, the PlayStation 3 was $600 at first.
Right.
That's why it had such a hard time selling, because people but they came out there, and then Xbox was like around like 400, 300, something like that. So nobody bought the PlayStation; they just bought the Xbox. But the thing is, if every system comes out like around like $500, $600, nobody's gonna buy that shit. Yeah. It's just the market is already been, the data's already been proven. If you have your system that much, it might as well be the DOA. It's gonna be dead in the water. So I don't know. It's gonna be. See, Eli, this is why I'm the PC master race. It doesn't affect us at all. That being said, can I move on? I'm talking about the PC. Because right now, for those that have PCs, and if you don't have one, you need to get one. The Steam sales are live. Yes, there are Steam sales going on right now. The summer Steam sales. Everything's like half off and 75% off, stuff like that. So go on there, check out, see what games you like, and go with there. So Eli, I bought 3 games so far already. I'm trying to hold off, but I'm probably gonna spend some more money also. So I bought Soul Calibur 6 for $6.
Oh shit.
No, I'm sorry, $20. $20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was something else I would think. Oh, they got like every Tomb Raider game ever made on there for $20.
Okay.
Like from the one where she got the pyramid boobs to the last one, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider came out like last year, something like that. All $20.
Yeah.
Just go get it. Other game I bought, Gyro Mark of the Wolves. So
Never heard of that.
It's an old '90s fighting game. It's like from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters, but it's like
Fatal Fury.
So if anybody wants to see me get my ass whooped at that game,
is it like versus, or is like, I thought Fatal Fury wasn't that like that was like Double Dragon?
No. It was like a fighting game. It was basically a Street Fighter ripoff. Okay. Yeah. So same thing with this one also. This is like the second generation where like their kids are fighting the storyline or whatever like that. So yeah. So if anybody want to see me get my ass whooped at the game and curse a lot at the screen and stuff like that, the video is already up on YouTube. Check it out. It's on Comic Book Bullies. It's there. I posted it last night because I was frustrated. And the third game I got, I hadn't even opened it up yet or downloaded yet, was Star Wars Battlefront 2. But not the new one.
The old one.
The old one. Yeah, the good one. That's the one I like. That's the one I remember. I was like, and it was $3 on there. So I was just like, I can't pass that up. I can get that. So I went ahead and bought it, and yeah, that was it. So those are the 3 games I got right now. I'm probably will buy some more games. I'm because I spent a lot of money just on there and spend money left and right. So I'm just looking at the finance, looking at the funds, and we'll probably buy something later on then. But yeah, that's Steam sales. Go get them. And if you got a computer, get them. And why you don't have a Steam account? Everybody, get one. It's free. So let me say we can move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, so this is the bread and butter. This is where we actually talk about the comic books. This is the comic book bullies, where we're going to get into this week. And don't worry about listening to Comiccast about what we reviewed on comics, because I didn't read shit, so I didn't review anything on there. So I saved it just for this podcast right here, because I love our listeners. What's the first book we're going to start off with? You know what? Can I start the book I want to start off with?
Yeah.
Let's start off with Batman Damned. Now, Eli, did you read this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, all right, you read this one, okay, because there's some interesting things that came to light of me that I didn't catch at first, and some things that actually confirm what I was saying to begin with. So let's start off with the book. Let's go on. The beginning of the book, Batman is in a coffin. He's buried, and he's dug up from the grave by Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing digs him up. Constantine is there, and they're and not only that, they get attacked by the Enchantress. Enchantress like throwing, statue of angels at them, and Swamp Thing like kills the angel, stuff like that, and runs Enchantress off, and Enchantress keeps calling Batman the Tearless. She got like, the Tearless, you're mine. And Batman's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Well, we need to go find some answers. So they go to this nightclub and they find Zatanna. Zatanna is about to, she's like telling him, I can tell you the truth about what happened, but if I tell you, there's no going back. And then Deadman pops up out of nowhere, takes control of this dude, and Deadman's like telling him, don't talk to her, talk to me. You want to find somebody that's dead? I can tell you the answers. Zatanna just like does some shit, take the spirit of Deadman out of the dude and put him into the rat that's on his shoulder, stuff like that. And Batman's just like, nah, go ahead, just tell me what's going on. So Zatanna does some little magic bullshit and conjures up baby, like boy Bruce Wayne, the boy, like the 10-year-old Bruce Wayne. And they go back and get sucked back to the crime alley, and we find out exactly what's going on. Is that long ago when Bruce Wayne, and I confirmed this on issue 1, back when Bruce Wayne was 10 years old, he made a deal with Enchantress to kill his parents. And if he killed his parents, then she was going to make it so that he was going to be fearless, he was going to be brave, he's going to be strong, basically make him Batman. And she calls him the Tearless because he didn't cry when his parents died. She took that emotion away from him. And Batman realized what he's done. He's like, oh shit, that's really fucked up. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna just go. So it finally clicks to Batman what has happened to him. He's dead. The whole time in the book, it's like the Bruce Willis thing. He's dead the whole time. So he goes to the morgue to where he thinks his body is, and he goes there and he finds the Spectre. And the Spectre's like, are you ready to be judged, Batman, for what you've done? And then he goes back and like, well, it's not what I've done, it's what I didn't do. And then they go back to that bridge that was in the first issue when he was fighting the Joker, and it showed what happened, because we never saw what happened in that book. Joker stabbed him. He realized it was a fatal wound that was going to kill him no matter what. And Joker was about to follow the bridge, but he realized that since I'm going to die anyway, if I save Joker, there's nobody going to be able to stop the Joker. So he just let the Joker fall. And now he realized that stab wound did kill him, and he's dead. So when Batman admits to that, he fades away into nothing because he's already dead. And then the book ends with Joker coming out of the water from the bridge. And it said, to be continued, or this is where it starts, or ha ha ha, or some bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some other news story.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that got to me. Like, we thought that this had something to do with the Killing Joke or something like that. It doesn't. Comic Mix Explained actually connected all the dots for me, and I don't understand why I didn't catch on to this earlier today. It wasn't the Killing Joke this is a sequel to. It is a direct sequel, like from next page to last page of that Joker graphic novel.
Azzarello's Joker.
Azzarello's Joker, because I actually went back and picked that book up today when I was reading it. And that panel, when they were fighting on the bridge, that exact panel is from that book.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing was they didn't show, like they showed them getting ready to fight, but they didn't show the end of the fight. So this basically happened after the fight. So it's all one story.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty cool. After they put the dice together and stuff like that, I still feel like the book is still all over the place and still some mismatch and stuff like that. But the art, man, the art is amazing.
Yeah.
So I got.
That's what makes it. Yeah.
That's
the story.
What makes it,
yeah.
Yeah, the story is kind of like all over the place, and you just feel like people just popping up for no reason. Like why is Swamp Thing there? You know, why is he in a coffin to begin with? Why is he in a coffin? Because last time we saw him, he was choking out Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, did we miss something?
Beat the shit out of Harley Quinn.
Like, I thought he killed her or something, but he's in a coffin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just basically where Batman's wrestling with his soul, you know, and it's like whatever. It's all a dream or whatever the fuck. And
yeah. Azrael, didn't he like write Hellblazer or some shit?
I don't even know.
I don't know. I think like he likes these characters. That's why all these characters keep popping up in and stuff like that. But overall, the story is kind of like all over the place. Art is fucking amazing. The art is 5 out of 5. You know?
Oh yeah, easily.
But overall, I'm gonna just give the story a 4 out of 5. It's cool. I'm just glad it's done and over with.
Yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. It's just the storyline. Like I didn't need to see another origin. You know, his crime alley. I didn't need to see that again. Mm-hmm. And it's just, for me, it's just an excuse, you know, to see what's this guy's name, the artist. For him, it is an excuse.
Like that. And plus, it's supposed to be a black label book.
Yeah,
nothing was pushed in this issue,
other than maybe Zatanna's ass. You know, that was nice.
Whoever they cast is Zatanna, and she need to be the hottest chick on the planet.
Yeah,
Alexander Daddario. If they don't make her Zatanna, we riot. The Comic Bullies has said that right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, it was just an excuse to have all these characters drawn in this art style. You know, that's what it felt like. Like, let's just throw all these characters in because so they can look really cool.
Right.
You know. But other than that, it was kind of lackluster for me. You know.
Forgettable story. Nobody's going to remember it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, how it began with the Jesus, with the Joker Jesus and all the cool shit we saw, and you know.
But it was just imagery there was no payoff to it.
Yeah, that went to nowhere. Is the Joker alive? Is he dead? And it had this cool mystery behind it. Then it turns out it's all a dream, and that's just like the worst, you know, cop out ever for me.
Right.
You know.
Who shot JR?
Yeah. So you know, looked good though. It looked really good. I got the Jim Lee variant.
Oh damn!
Which is really cool. So, I guess it's my turn?
Yeah, I'll let you go.
What all did you read?
Don't worry about it. Just go. Just go. Because I'm not gonna review all that shit anyway.
Shit. I guess I'll go with. I didn't talk about this on Comiccast, so I'll talk about it here. I read the Goon #3, which was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So this one this is like a standalone issue. I mean, right now, the Goon's fighting the vampire guy, the vampire gangster guy, Vinny Vampire, or what's his name, Nosferatu or whatever. But this one is it kind of takes a break, kind of takes a little detour from that storyline, and it centers around this SETI, the South Side Mummy. And basically what happens is this old English explorer, he found this mummy's tomb way back in the day. And of course, you know, being the archaeologist asshole, he raids the tomb, but he breaks the curse, which is anybody who disturbs this mummy's tomb will live in misery. And it turns out this mummy will destroy everything that makes this guy happy, and that's what he does for like the next decade. Is this, you know, destroys this guy's life until the guy figures out he's all down on his luck. He's got no more money. He starts gambling, trying to make, you know, ends meet. He starts becoming in debt to the mob. And then he finds out, well, hey, why don't I work for the mob? I got this mummy who will kill for me. So basically, he gets the mummy to become a hitman. And he gets jobs from the mob. He's like, hey, do you guys need anybody taken out? They say, yeah, go take out this guy. And all he's got to do is say, hey, I love that guy. And then the mummy goes and kills him because his job is to make him miserable. So he goes around becoming a hitman for the mob, but telling the mummy that he loves everybody he kills. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it turns out the Goon has been wiping crime off the streets and cutting into sales. So the mob boss says, "Yeah, I want the Goon dead." So he basically takes the mummy to go kill the Goon and shit. And there's a cool fight. There's this really funny scene where they start throwing, the Goon ends up throwing kittens at him at the mummy because the cats are like goddesses or whatever in Egyptian culture. So the mummies, that's like the mummies are terrified of cats. So he starts throwing kittens at the mummy and makes the mummy go back into his coffin and shit. So it's the Goon. It's really campy monster shit. It's a B movie. A B monster movie. That's all it is. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. This is a 5 out of 5. Fuck it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I go there. Oh shit! Should I go ahead and jump into War of the Realms now?
Sure.
Save it for later. Okay. Now, did you read this one?
No. I haven't read any of them.
I figured you didn't. Okay. I almost skipped this. I was just like, Eli didn't read this shit anyway. He doesn't care. Watch. But I'm like, fuck it. I go ahead. I read off other ones. Somebody read, just close it out. So yeah. Fantasy, should I do this one? Should I do Avengers? Fuck Avengers. I'm not gonna do Avengers. I'm gonna just do War of the Realms. We're gonna stay on the course. So War of the Realms starts off. Thor is still in the sun in Yggdrasil, and it's just burning him away. And Yggdrasil takes his eye because it's like a requirement for him to gain all knowledge. Not only take his eye, he's got like one little piece of Mjolnir also, but it takes that from him also. So realize that in order for him to learn how to win the War of the Realms, it's the only way he'll gain the knowledge in order to do that. So while he's burning and shit like that, we cut to 1,000 years into the future. And 1,000 years in the future, we see Asgard back to normal. They're just fine. And we see Thor's grandkids reading the story of him 1,000 years ago being stuck in Yggdrasil, losing his eye, gaining knowledge, stuff like that, and becoming an All-Father. And they were like, "Granddad, we didn't know you went through all that stuff like that." And they would keep reading. They were like, "Wait a minute. It also says your friends go back in time to come get you." And then as soon as they say that, the Fantastic Four pop up out of nowhere. They just like, and it like, they say, "All-Father Thor, we came to," and before they even finish the sentence, they're like, "Don't worry. I already know what's about to happen. I know it's time. I'm waiting for you. Let's go." So All-Father Thor, from 1,000 years from now, goes with them to the present time. The regular Thor comes out. He's all fucked up, eye gone, stuff like that, but he's here. Somebody else plucks out the young Thor, the unworthy Thor, the real asshole young Thor that doesn't have Mjolnir in it but got that axe. He shows up. So that's 3 Thors they got. And then Jane Foster pops up, who's now Thor again. And because the thing is, Malekith put a spell on Stonehenge, the one in England or whatever the fuck it is, that only Thor can cross over to save, parents. So, okay, so we're just going to get a whole bunch of Thors, just go and just fuck him up. So that's the plan. So that's what they do. All 4 Thors just go there, fuck up Malekith. Well, they try to fuck up Malekith, but Malekith is ready for them. He was like, "Oh, I put the spell on the only Thor can get here, but I see what you did. You got a whole bunch of Thors. That's cool." So he takes out his sword, and his sword still has venom on it. And he's already like possessed Null, the venom god or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read the story. He's got control of Null, so he's got like venom wings and shit like that. All of his dark elves, he turned them into venom symbiotes like one time, and that's it. And they start fucking up people. So they get in the fight and stuff like that. And Malekith is actually like kicking Thor's ass, because apparently Malekith was the one that chopped off his arm, stuff like that. He's like, "So I'm gonna chop off your other arm." How did they beat him? Oh, fuck! How did they beat him? Jane Foster does something. Jane Foster, I think, kicks the shit out of him or something. Like, well, or they all gang up on him, stuff like that. Anyway, Malekith is beaten. I forgot how they beat him. Oh, I remember how they beat him. Okay, so the whole time Thor was in the sun, he was actually creating another Mjolnir in our sun. Like, he did it from a dying star, and he does it in our star. So when Mjolnir is ready, it shoots Mjolnir to the Stonehenge right there. But it's a new one, so even though he's still unworthy, the new one doesn't matter, because since he made it, because he's the All-Father now, he can pick up this Mjolnir now, and he takes Mjolnir and beats the shit out of Malekith. Malekith is all of a sudden scared, and when he gets scared, his dogs can smell the fear. The ending from Justice League with Steppenwolf? They do the same thing. The dogs attack him and just rip him to pieces. Well, this is after young Thor cuts his arm off. So Malekith is dead. He's done. Every other, dude like Ulick the Conqueror, he's been beaten. That's in the Avengers book. I'm not going to talk about that one. Laufey has turned America into Jotunheim. And Daredevil tries to beat him by himself, for Hell's Kitchen or some shit he says like that, But apparently, since they can't beat him, Loki is still alive.
Does he actually say that? That would be
something close to it. It's something like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but something for Hell's Kitchen. I remember that. But Loki is still alive. Loki carves his way out of Laufey's stomach. And he was like, I'm sorry, Father, was it something you ate? While he's holding the casket of winners that caused the first ice age. And now Loki says, the Frost Giant is dead. Long live the Frost Giant King. So I guess Loki's trying to say that he's the new Frost Giant King, And basically the book ends, all the heroes, celebrating each other. Wolverine tries to give Punisher a beer. Punisher's like, my war hasn't ended. Just yours has.
So Loki did come back.
Yeah, basically.
I called that shit. Remember in number 1, I called that. Is Loki really dead?
Right, because he swallowed him whole. So Loki never died. That's the thing. He just been stuck in his chest the whole time.
Okay.
So all the heroes go back to doing whatever the fuck they were doing, and then at the end, Jane Foster realized that was her last time that she can be Thor. So when she throws away her hammer that finally breaks, the hammer actually attaches herself to her arm, and she's like, "What the hell?" So apparently that's her arc where she becomes the Valkyrie or whatever. Because all the other Valkyries are dead. That's it. Old Thor and unworthy Thor. They have, and young Thor says, "Is there mead in Midgard? In this version of Midgard?" He was like, "Oh, they have something better here in Midgard. They have Budweiser." And they go off, they go off drinking and shit like that. And that's it for them. Meanwhile, Thor has rescued his parents, and Odin is like, "You're the Allfather now." He bows to him and like, "I'm just loyal servant now," and that's it. That's how the book ends. Thor is the king of Asgard. So that's
rock on.
Yeah,
that actually sounded kind of cool.
That's what I'm like. This issue was actually pretty cool. Like I wanted to hate this storyline, but the way it ended, I was like, it was just action on action, and it ended with a satisfying conclusion. It gave an arc to everybody. It was pretty cool. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really like this issue. So
yeah,
I think it was a satisfying conclusion.
The whole tie-ins and having to buy all the tie-ins and fuck up everything that's going on in other books.
You really didn't have to buy the tie-in. Because like I said, Avengers 20 was a tie-in. And all it was She-Hulk beating the shit out of Ulick. And it was one little issue, one little thing she said. And she was beating the shit out. We don't see what he said. She was like, "What did you say?" And then Ulick said, "All I said was Thor is a name, not a legacy. That's all I said." It was a call back to Jane Foster and shit like that. So after he said that, she just shit beating the shit out of him like that. And after she was done, you was gonna look up at her with a black eye like that. "Will you marry me?" Because apparently he likes getting the shit beat out of him by She-Hulk. But other than that, that's all the tie-ins were just the Avengers going to other continents fighting other people. They were unneeded. They didn't need it. You want to see Punisher shoot up some Dark Elves? Whatever.
Not really. But
yeah.
or Venom. Fight Dark Elves.
Right.
No, that was who did he fight? He fought somebody else, and I can't remember. I don't care.
But it doesn't matter. The old
Jack-o'-lantern. He fought Jack-o'-lantern.
He fight Jack-o'-lantern. Who the fuck fights Jack-o'-lantern? But anyway.
Who fucking cares?
Right. But that's the whole point. Like, yeah, all the other bullshit happens. That's cool. There's a big war going on. But the whole point, the main thread of what's going on is in the story. You really don't need the other tie-ins stuff like that. It's cool if you got them, but you really don't need them. Like, there was a pretty much self-contained story. And it was cool. It wrapped up. Everything's pretty much going back to normal. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, the other book I'll go with is Conan #7. And this was just really cool. It's just another, following the life and death of Conan, where the Crimson Witch is trying to, get Conan's blood because he's got, like, the dopest blood ever because he's, defied death, all these years and all his life. So his blood is so full of this dark power that she's using to resurrect this that death god or whatever. So we've been going through, every chapter has been a different stage in Conan's life, and this is just another adventure where he goes to a brothel and hires the whole crew, the whole hoochie crew. He hires them all. And I'll take him. Here's a big pot of gold. I want all your bitches. So he takes them all, and and he doesn't fuck them. He takes them because he needs them to infiltrate this banker ship, this merchant ship. Mm-hmm. And So he uses the women to get on board of this ship because the banker, turns out, he left. He used to deal with pirates, and he betrayed this pirate and left him to die on this island. And then his daughter ended up surviving, and his daughter turned out to be Belit, that pirate queen. And Marvel's she's got her own book right now too. I haven't. Been
she was actually in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like nothing like the character you know. The chick that Star-Lord was banging at the beginning of the first book, the purple chick.
No, that was Marit.
No, that was Berit.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is the pirate queen. She's like, pirate chick. Anyways, that was her dad that this merchant betrayed. So that's why Conan wanted to get this guy. It was all revenge for her, and that's basically all it is. Is and of course the chicks are like, "Come on, Conan, come on." He's like, "You did all this for a woman, didn't you?" And he's like, yeah, whatever. You guys can have the boat. It's all yours. I don't want any money. My only payment was killing that guy. And he basically leaves all the chicks with the boat, with all the gold and all the shit that this guy had, and goes on his merry way, because he's fucking Conan. He doesn't give a shit.
Nice, okay.
So yeah, this is a 4 out of 5. It's just been a good series. Still kill Jason Aaron. Hey, he knows how to write.
He's writing like every fucking thing nowadays,
yeah. But he's really good at this fantasy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell like when he jumped on Thor, it took a whole new turn. Like that's his wheelhouse.
Yeah. So.
Now this last book, I read a bunch of shit, but this last book I'm gonna do. I don't like doing Action Comics, whatever the fuck I think. I'm gonna do the one that you normally do, but I'm gonna steal it from you this time, Eli. I'm gonna do Detective Comics number.
Oh, okay. We're going back to DC. Okay.
Yeah. DC. Yeah. 1006, I think.
Yeah, 1006.
Yeah, 1006. Okay, so you got Batman on the cover with Spectre saying you have failed this city, or some shit.
Yeah.
So basically how the book starts off. Jim Corrigan, who everybody knows is the host of the Spectre. He's a detective in Gotham City. He's got his, partner with them. They get a call. They go downtown to visit. They see somebody's been murdered execution style. And then they turn around and they see this cult of dudes dressed like the Spectre saying, what do they say? The host may live, so the host may die, or some shit.
Yes,
it's something they keep repeating,
Yeah.
So basically, and the partner dies instantly. They shoot him or stab him, whatever the fuck. He's dead. We knew he's going to die anyway. It doesn't matter. Jim Corrigan, on the other hand, they attack him, but when the partner dies, that kind of activates the Spectre because the Spectre activates with the drop of blood.
Who knows what evil lurks
or
in
some
the
shit.
heart
I think I'm gonna confuse Ghost Rider or some shit. One of those. Somebody comes out with
when innocent blood is spilled, the Ghost Rider appears.
Right.
Same shit.
Same shit. Whatever. You've heard the story before.
And that's when he became the Punisher.
Forgot about COVID story. Anyway, that shit happens. But while Spectre is fighting these guys, apparently Jim Corrigan gets kidnapped, and the Spectre, even though he's an all-powerful DC demigod and stuff like that, he can't find him. Like somehow they're hiding him from him. So he doesn't know where Jim Corrigan is. So he's like, okay, so I can't find him. I'll find the person that probably could find him, the world's greatest detective, which is Batman. Batman, all of a sudden, he's in the middle of fighting ninjas and shit like that. He gets a call. Jim Gordon calls him downtown, like, about the murder scene that's going down there. While he on his way to go there, he sees the Spectre. The Spectre's telling like, Batman, I have come for you. Batman doesn't know what's going on, so Batman tries to fight him. So honestly, Eli, if Batman would have beat the Spectre, I would have quit comics. I like that. That would have been it. I would have ended the podcast. That would have been it. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Because it's basically like I'm gonna fight God and beat God. So, but basically, the Spectre, you basically is annoyed by Batman with the bullshit he does. So they talk it out. They go down and figure out what's going on. Batman study clues and stuff like that. He realized, okay, they did this, they did that. So I'm gonna take these clues back to the Batcave and find out what's going on. But to do that, we see Jim Corrigan, tied up with these dudes still surrounding like this Spectre cult. The host may live, so the host may die, or whatever the bullshit they said. And they're about to perform some kind of ritual. And the book ends, and I think the next book is, I forgot.
The Cult of Personality. That's
Cult of Personality. Is that a song?
Yeah. Living Color.
Oh, cool. I knew it was a reference to something. So yeah. So yeah, that's how the book ends, and that's cool. Overall, I'm gonna give the book a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You gotta Spectre book, but Spectre's not like all powerful and shit like that. The Spectre is weird. You don't know if he can like destroy the universe, or is he like?
I'm not sure like what all he can do.
He can do anything.
Yeah,
or nothing.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've been reading that Alan Moore Swamp Thing run.
Yeah,
and he's like in hell, like guarding hell and shit.
Yeah, he's like standing between heaven and hell. Like you have to cross him to get there.
Yeah,
and they're like walking over him to get to hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's how huge he is. But here he's just like Batman size, just having a conversation with you. Like, okay, what can he do? What can he can't do? What is his limitations? As a matter of fact, in Crisis in Infinite Earths, you know, the Antimonster that was eating multiverse and shit like that, the Spectre was the one that stopped him.
Yeah.
But now he's just walking around like normal and shit. And he can't find Jim Corrigan. He's
huge. That scene where he gets all huge.
Right.
He's all big and
like stomping around and like Godzilla and shit like that, fighting Batman. Batman's like, I'm not scared of you. You know, how you gonna throw a Batman at God? Come on, Batman. So that's why I give it a 4, because that shit was just funny to me that he even tried to fight the Spectre. Like, that's stupid. Superman got his ass whooped by the Spectre.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's all I got.
Let's see. I mean, I read a bunch of shit because I thought we were going to talk a lot of shit on Comiccast, and then we really didn't talk about many comics. Fuck. Yeah, I got a big pile here. Let's see. I read that Wolverine Exit Wounds.
Okay, I started to pick that up.
It's the Larry Hama. It's funny because Larry Hama wrote a story. It just reminded me of Wade's story where he met him he was being a dick to him at the con or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, we hate comics artists, basically.
But yeah, his story was it's just like another. It's basically Exit Wounds is like 3 little short stories on Wolverine's life. Larry Hama's story is about basically the Weapon X experiments and how he is being triggered by memories of Sabretooth. Basically, essentially, that's all it is.
Okay.
We go to a story that did Chris Claremont write this one, where him and Kitty Pryde go to Japan and eat ramen noodles and shit, and then the restaurant gets almost gets robbed by some thugs, and he kicks their asses. It's all right, a little bit of the friendlier side of Wolverine, and his relationship with the
whenever Kitty Pryde and Jubilee and all these little ex-girls pop up, he's always like the father figure, so he's not as violent as normally is. So.
Yeah, and so there's that. It's the cute story, and then there's the what's his face, the Max dude. What's the guy's name again? Keith, or what's his name again?
Sam Keith.
Sam. Yeah, him. He's got a story with his art, and it's just where he fights Venom.
Okay. It was weird why he read, because he never really is associated with like Lam Hammer read all those. He wrote all those solo Wolverine books, and Chris Claremont, of course. But Sam Keith didn't really have anything to do with Wolverine.
Yeah.
As far as I know, but whatever. Okay, he's there.
Yeah, so but this is just it's cool art, and it's goofy, and it's just.
I can imagine his Venom is just like he was born to draw Venom.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, and there's the page where Wolverine goes in berserker mode on the Venom. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool panel. So it's a 3 out of 5. It's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but it's just little shots of Wolverine's life. I read this Marvel Comics Presents number 6, and that's another 3 short stories. Another one with Wolverine, where we find Wolverine has a daughter. We talked about this on Comiccast. Basically, every 10 years, this demon comes to fuck shit up, and Wolverine goes and fights it. And this time around, they're getting their ass kicked by this demon. He takes a bunch of the X-Men with them, and they start fucking getting their ass kicked by this demon. And then out of the blue, this chick comes in, who I thought looked like Jane Foster. That's who I thought it was at first.
Right.
But then she pulls out these like lightsaber Wolverine claws pop out of her hand and starts fucking up the demon. and like, oh, this is my daughter, and then it just ends there. So Wolverine's got this hot blonde chick of a daughter with lightsaber claws. It's all right.
It's another one of Wolverine's kids. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal at this point.
Yeah, Charles Soule, Paulo Siqueira, and Oren Jr. on the ink or on the art. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's all right. A lot of action. The art's really good. Then this one was funny. I really enjoyed this one. This Deadpool one by Tim Seeley and Riley Brown and Craig Young on art. This is just, it takes place in the 90s, and it's a whole comment on the whole 90s comics boom and how Deadpool's saying, fuck this mercenary shit. I'm going to start, comics are selling like hotcakes these days. I'm gonna make a comic book company.
Oh wow!
And it's just that, and it talks about the different. Yeah, we needed like a glossy cover and those reflective covers. And he at one point he gets a reflective suit, like. And it's so funny. It's very tongue in cheek. It's Deadpool. So. And then the last story was a Ghost Rider story starring Danny Ketch, where he fights Wallow.
Wallow?
Wallow is that one, the god, the Misery or something. It was in the fucking movie, that first, the one that comes out of the water in the Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's two. They do different versions of them. This one has the baby face mask.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just Danny Ketch, fighting Wallow and sends Wallow to hell. And at the end, Wallow sees Johnny Blaze on the throne on Satan's throne.
Yeah, because he's still the king of hell or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So
did they ever say how Danny Ketch came back? I didn't know he was back. Like, why is he here?
It just says he's there. He's drinking. He's in hell. Or no, he's in Brooklyn. Cypress Hill. They talk about Cypress Hill Cemetery and how
that's where he first got his powers.
Yeah, and yeah, it does. It's just whenever innocent blood is spilled,
the specter appears.
Yeah, he automatically turns in. Yeah, he turns into Ghost Rider. Yeah, so it was cool. We haven't seen Danny Ketch in a while. I of course. I was all over the Danny Ketch storyline.
Here's the thing. Most people don't know this, but Danny Ketch is everybody's favorite Ghost Rider. They just don't know it.
Yeah, he's the one who had the penance stare.
He's the one who had the penance stare. He's the one who had the crotch rocket. He's the one that had the chain. I mean, like the fire chain and shit like that. The one that rolled up the wall and shit like that. So all the cool shit came from him.
Yeah. Fucking when him and Johnny Blaze teamed up, and Johnny Blaze had the shotgun that shot Hellfire.
Right.
Like that was my shit. That was like,
I love that shit. I was like,
yeah,
cool
that
shit.
was right before I stopped reading Marvel. That was one of the last Marvel runs that I stopped reading Marvel and started reading Image. But that was one of my, I was all into the Ghost, like that, that glow in the dark Ghost Rider cover, and
he had the power in the movie.
Yeah.
For like a split second where he could turn the gun into Hellfire and shit. So
Johnny Blaze didn't have any of those powers. That was all Danny Ketch.
That was all Danny Ketch, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, this was cool. This was a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed just get it for the Deadpool story. It was funny, So, yeah, and then just a bunch of whatever. I got that. Yeah, that Transformers Ghostbusters was a lot of fun. We talked about that on Comiccast. This Darth Vader, Age of Rebellion. It was all right. I kind of got burnt out on Darth Vader because of that Dark Visions run that I read. Mm-hmm. This is just another. It's a fun Darth Vader story. It's Darth Vader doing Darth Vader shit, But it's all right, But yeah, I read a ton of shit because I thought I wanted to have shit to talk about on Comiccast, but we didn't really. We only talked about
everything but comics,
books and stuff. Oh, because there was only like 2 things in my pull list this week. And I was like, oh shit, well I better pick up that's why I picked up a bunch of books so I could have something to talk about. So. Yeah.
Oh, and if you want to hear our review on Kanto, go listen to that episode. Cause
we had to read that. Yeah, Kanto.
I guess it's the homework.
I guess it's the biggest shit these days for some reason.
When I looked at Comixology, it's like when they list books you need to read this week. It's there. It's right there.
Yeah, for some reason it's the hot shit these days.
Something is corrupt. Something doesn't smell right. I don't know. Shoot, what else we got?
That's all. I mean, that's all I'll go. I'll just go with these. Listen to Comiccast.
Yeah. Go listen to Comiccast. We actually I thought it was a pretty good episode there. So go listen to there and see how we interact with other people outside of our own bubble. You know, because Gomer likes to stick us in our own corner by ourselves. You know. So now we get to play with the other kids. So
yeah.
That being said, if you listen this long, this like, share, subscribe. We have other podcasts. We have like I said, Comiccast just talked about. We have our sister podcast, Geeks Av, Gomer's favorite podcast on the website.
That's right.
We have Get Valiant. Sorry guys, you didn't get invited. Don't take it up with us. Take it up with Gomer. We also have This Geeks and Comics. That's the thing. Like, A.K. David is still there. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not gonna get all that.
Yeah.
That's, you don't really with that. We also have Instruments of Destruction. I think that's actually Gomer's favorite podcast.
His own, yeah.
Yeah, Hoodoo, right, his own podcast, yeah. Hoodoo TV. Oh, shit. Next month, after July, we'll be back to talking balls again. So, that'll be fun. And guess what else we got? That's pretty, next week, I guess we're going to do Spider-Man.
All Spider-Man.
With the way they're talking about it, it's gonna be huge. So yeah, we're just gonna sit aside the podcast and just do just Spider-Man.
The last Marvel movie of the year, man. What the hell?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the last Marvel movie for a while, at least about like the next 12 months or so.
Yeah.
You know, I think after Spider-Man is done, they're gonna start announcing like their new lineup about what's coming. They did. I know we should have talked about it earlier, but you know they had the Black Widow. They got unreleased footage of it, you know, like that. Mm-hmm. And they're saying they showed footage of Taskmaster. So I think he looks like shit, but yeah.
Oh damn! So Keanu Reeves is not playing Taskmaster. Sorry. Damn it.
I think they got the black dude from Moonlight playing Taskmaster.
That what's his name? Cottonmouth?
He was in it, not him. The other guy.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember the name. I didn't see the movie myself. It's on Amazon Prime, but whatever. Yeah, we can go ahead and cut the thing. I think we had it long enough. We've been podcasting all fucking day, seems like it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and cut the stage short. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we will thwip you next week, same thwip time, same thwip town.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. I got so brave, drink in hand, lost my discretion. It's not what I'm used to. Just wanna try you on. I'm curious for you. Caught my attention. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I liked it. No, I don't even know your name. It doesn't matter. You're my experimental game. Just human nature. It's not what good girls do. Not how they should behave. My head gets so confused. Hard to obey. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I liked it. Us girls, we are so magical. Soft skin, red lips, so kissable. Hard to resist, so touchable.